You're watching this and you want to get rich. You want the cash. You want the Lambo. You want the sick watch. You want the awesome house on the beach, on the water, all that cool stuff, right? And you truly want to gain wealth. You want to become a millionaire. What I'm going to do today is just share with you some truthful advice. This isn't going to be the nicest advice. This is going to be ruthless advice to get rich by 25. I'm speaking to a certain demographic, but I believe anybody watching this can understand what I'm saying. Get rich by 40. You're 35 right now. If you're 18, in the next 7 years, and become a millionaire, you can do this. I was 17 years old when I started wholesaling real estate. I became a millionaire by 20 years old. Double that by 21, and have continued to double that to today, where hopefully by the end of this year, I'm at over 1,000 wholesaling deals and maybe 2,000. I want to do thousands of deals every single year. Not this year, but next year, the years after. It just keeps growing and scaling and going up and up and up, right? That is the goal. That is what I want. That is what I've been able to achieve basically to this point. Over 2,000 wholesaling deals and growing massively every single year. I've able to basically live the life of my dreams, and not just by telling you, but by showing you. You've seen on this YouTube channel, you've seen on the 3 other YouTube channels, over 150,000 combined subscribers on all 4 YouTube channels that we have here. Teaching wholesaling, I've shown basically all my big deals since 19 years old. And one ruthless principle I've always shown is the hard work, the determination, the easiness of wholesaling real estate when you actually use your head and go after it, right? You get rich by 40, get rich by 50, heck, you be 80 right now, you get rich by 90, right? The reason I'm making this video is this is the time. 2023, coming into 2024, this is the day, this is the age, this is the good old days for you to get rich. This is not the, just play it soft. This is the time that you get rich. This is like your mini session of just grinding it out. You will not, the advice I'm telling you right now, you will not be able to do this in 2026 and 2027. Mark my words. The era of when you are broke, you have no money, but you have a hustle, determination, and you want to go out here. It is going to get infinitely harder in 2027, 2028, 2029 to do the stuff that I'm about to tell you today. The truth is the wholesaling real estate industry is the greatest gateway to becoming a millionaire with no money at all across the entire world. Here's a con. It works so well that the wholesaling real estate industry has basically doubled every year for the past 2 or 3 years. TikTok has grown it. People have seen everyone flashing their fancy cars, saying they wholesale houses. This industry has grown like crazy. It is going to continue to grow. And I am a product of that, and that is not good. People are going to listen to how I do government lists, probates, and it's just going to double the amount of people watching me, which is going to be there's more saturation. That's an issue. Better me than the gurus, I say. But this is the time. This is not like the time to be slipping and sliding and just crying about how tough life is. Life will get harder for you if you do not listen to this advice today. What I'm going to do is teach you exactly how to get rich by 25 years old. You're watching this right now. You want the next 2, 3, 4 years to get rich. This is how you do it. I'm going to tell you the truth that your mama doesn't want to tell you, your dad doesn't want to tell you, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, teacher, they ain't going to say this. Your wholesaling guru ain't going to tell you this. But I've basically been able to, and I'll be completely transparent with you, pretty much made all of my money in wholesaling real estate as a 17, 18, 19-year-old, poured that into rentals, poured that into assets, and that has doubled upon doubled with safe stuff. I'm not investing in crazy things, and that's just grown everything like crazy passively to the point where I don't need to wholesale houses anymore. I don't need to make any more money. I don't need to be on YouTube. I don't need to wholesale anymore. I'm giving you this advice because I truly believe there are so many of you people, men and women out here, that are in a situation that were not as lucky as I was. I was beyond lucky in my circumstances growing up. I had a lot of cards set out for me, right? And there's a lot of people out here in tough situations living in basements, and they got no cash. They don't know what to do, right? I mean, I had no cash starting out too, but a lot worse situations. Single moms, single dads. You got 4 kids trying to get out of it, right? Like, I was not in that bad of a situation, right? I was not born blind or deaf or any of that, those terrible things, right? But I can tell you straight up, not only a lot of you guys had that help, and I want to be that person that just show you wholesaling for free. To this day, I'm still the only person on YouTube to teach wholesaling real estate for free. I am a millionaire plenty times over in wholesaling, and I don't need to go give this information. I choose to because I believe there's men and women out here that need it. They'll take that advice. They'll get rich wholesaling houses. You see every single Monday on the Fliplerk channel, I interview someone. I have another person I just interviewed. They are making $1 million this year from this YouTube channel. And they showed me the HUDs and everything. And that was a dad of 3. And what I know is this channel helps and grows, and it's kind of a charity helping people learn for free. I don't need to sell you a $5,000 seminar here. So I'm going to tell you ruthless advice that I can just go ghost on the internet, stop wholesaling. I can passively live off of the income I got, and I don't have to do this. I'm telling you stuff that nobody in the wholesaling industry wants me to tell you because they can't sell this stuff. This is stuff that it makes it harder to sell courses, but I'm telling you the stuff that you need to hear. This is not going to be for the faint of heart. If you are a weak-willed person, you should probably leave right now. Let's talk about this, how to get rich by 25 years old in wholesaling real estate. I'm giving you everything you need to know. I can sleep at night knowing I've given everyone everything. And if, God forbid, this is not the truth, knock on wood, if this is the last wholesaling video I've ever do, I could sleep at night knowing I've given everyone what they need to know to get their butts to work. Now, this is definitely not it. This is one of many, but I truly believe this is the last video you should watch before you wake up your eyes, before you actually say, hey, this is the time. When wholesaling gets harder in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you'll be like, dang, only if I could start wholesaling in late 2023, early 2024, only if I could start wholesaling in 2010. This is your 2010. You can't go back in time. You can only go now. So let's talk about this, right? Let's tell you a hard truth we got to swallow first. Rich wholesalers don't have balance starting out. I need to swallow that fact right now. Rich wholesalers don't have balance. This is very uncomfortable. Work-life balance and hanging with the buddies. And rich wholesalers don't have balance. I was working 15-hour days and working out. I some balance, but it wasn't really. But because I didn't really have much balance starting out, I have a very large balance in my bank account right now currently. And I don't really wholesale too much. I still wholesale, but like maybe a couple hours a day. Like that's it, because I got a whole team and I sacrificed everything. Let me repeat myself one last time. Starting out in wholesaling, I had no balance because I wanted to be rich. But in return, I now have a large bank balance. This is the truth of entrepreneurship, becoming a wholesaler, real estate, whatever it is. But you will have no balance. That balance in return will be large. You have a large balance in your bank account. Please swallow that truth right now. If you truly believe you can be the guy that works 2 hours a day, wholesaling, starting out, no grind, no effort, no learning, this ain't going to be for you. You're going to have to eat, breathe, sleep wholesaling. And this will give you the best chance of getting wholesale. Now, there's people working 5, 10 hours a week doing well. But if you really want to truly get rich 3, 4, 5 years and sacrifice it for your family, your financial future, everything, this is going to be the video you need to watch. This is going to be what you need to start doing. You have to work your butt off. So let's talk about this. You need to be ruthless if you want to get rich by 2025. Basically 2025 if you're starting right now at if you're 23 right now, next 2 years, you want to get crazy, right? You need to be ruthless if you want to get rich by 25 years old. Let's talk about being ruthless. Why did I choose the word ruthless? Why? For many reasons here. But this is the stuff that I did to get rich. Okay? Think about this. You have to be ruthless to your excuses. You cannot let anybody tell you, oh, don't do it, man. You're tired. Chill out, bro. It's Sunday night. You don't have to pull some list or skip. Just watch the football game. Become ruthless to any excuse that crosses your mind. You're a human being. You will get excuses in your head. You will get people telling you, don't do it today. Oh, just relax. That work-life balance. It's a person telling you that broke. You got to remember, you never take advice from someone that's more broke than you. And think about that when someone tells you something. But number one, ruthless to your excuses. Ruthless for your time. Not a lot of people guard their time. They'll guard their wallets. You know, they got the homeless guy coming up to him. I can't give you $1. But y'all will let somebody waste 5 hours of your time by you not doing the right thing. You waste 4 hours in the DMV when you could schedule an appointment. You waste all your time doing stupid stuff. You'll be on TikTok 15 hours this week. You don't care about your time. You won't give the homeless guy $1 because you're ruthless with your cash. But with your time, you don't care. And the time is truly more valuable than your money. You have to be ruthless for your time. Somebody wants to take your time away. No, that time is for my family. Not to spend time with them. Of course, you want to spend time. This is time for me to be in the business so I can get the fruits of my labor to give back to my family. So I can actually pour that into assets that will pay me and my family, my generations to come for the rest of my life. You have to become ruthless for your time. You have to fight for your time. You have to be the one that changes everything. You have to be ruthless to your competition. Your competition wants to go out here and they want to get paid too. I'm going to fire some people up right now. There are two guys or gals. There's two probably gals right now in Houston, Texas, watching this. They both want to get rich. They both want to make $1 million this year. They both want to make 6 figures, and they both want to change their lives. Both of them want to destroy the other person, though. And only one person can succeed. Well, truthfully, both of them can't succeed if Houston's big enough. But there are people in your own market right now. There's people in my own market right now watching this, taking my advice and trying to take everything away from me. Like I've said before, I don't need it. I just stop wholesaling tomorrow if I wanted to. But why do I like fishing? I've already caught plenty of fish. It's fun. That's why I like wholesaling. You have to become ruthless to your competition too. Not be mean, not to say something mean, but be ruthless to them by you pouring in more efforts into you becoming a better wholesaler to destroy them on the appointments. Ruthless to yourself. This is one concept I cannot express enough, but you have to become ruthless to yourself. When you don't make a goal, you don't do what you strive to do. You didn't do your schedule for the day. You only cold called 2 hours when you know you should have done 4. You have to be unrelenting, punishable to yourself. You have to kick your own butt. You have to be your own boss. You have to get your own fire up your butt. I ain't going to be your dad. I ain't going to be your boss. I ain't going to be the guy. I will do it if you want to do the one-on-ones. Oh, trust me. You hop on these one-on-ones and I tell you to do something, you don't do it the next day. I will light you up. Not in a mean way. I ain't going to bully anyone. That's never the truth. You never judge anyone. But I'll let anybody know. The only person that get you rich is yourself. The only person that get you poor is yourself. The only person to stop you is your own self. And it's hard. But you have to be a ruthless, unapologetic to making the best yourself of you possible. And here's a very uncomfortable truth I think most wholesalers have to swallow. Write this down if you truly understand this. But you have to unapologetically kill your old self. I'm not saying that in a weird way, but you have to destroy the old person you were. You have to destroy the previous person that you were. The person that doesn't want to work hard. The person that was ready for the 9 to 5. The person that lived for the weekends. The person that was okay just making the $13, $12 an hour. The person that was okay just living a mediocre life. You have to destroy that person. Not physically, but mentally. There are versions of yourself. You guys know this. There's a 21-year-old version of you, and maybe for 50, you know the 50-year-old version. You are not the same. You undergo a transformation. And these are transformations that don't happen over years slowly. Some of them do, but most of these big transformation ones that get you rich, it's a switch, and it just flips. You got to flip the switch. This is not a slow, this is a switch flipper. You flip the switch, it's over. The excuses are gone. You stop feeling sorry for yourself. You're not a baby anymore, and you do the work. Why do you think a lot of people that lose a lot of weight, 100, 200, 300 pounds, they do it really quick? Not slow. Some do it slowly, but most of them do it really quick because the switch flips. I'm sick of my life right now. I'm going to make a change. Pretty much the same way. You're going from 400 pounds to 150 mentally. There's mental fitness too. And you are mentally going to throw all the trash that was your previous life of being poor, and you're going to work hard. And guess what? What if it doesn't work? you have a new set mindset that will make you rich beyond your wildest dreams mentally. And you can use that for anything else you want. But if you stick to wholesaling, you do very well. But you have to destroy your old self. You have old thinking and old thought patterns. And if you can learn to destroy the old thought patterns that made you weak and kept you in the spot you are, you will have massive growth and changes, and it'll mentally flip it, and you'll start making more money in wholesaling. This has happened to me so many times. Even in my wholesaling career, in the 7 years I've done wholesaling, I've never had a year where I was the same. I could tell the biggest difference between myself every year. I mean, year not from here till a year past, I don't think it was possible to make a ton of money JVing. Heck, you look at myself 4 months ago, I was okay JVing and doing well, but I was like, 15K deal, 15K deal, 15K deal JV. And at this point now, I just flipped the switch of I got to get more. And so now I'm at 50K deal, 50K deal. And now we're at the 100K deals JVing. And we are massively changing the way that we're making our money, not because I became a better wholesaler, because I've changed my mindset of exactly how much I can make per deal. Same thing happened 19 years old. I was used to making those $30,000, $25,000 checks. I said, screw it. Let's go for 50. And when me and Rick started working together, 19 years old and starting mid 20, acquisitions team, right? $50,000, $60,000 deals were the norm. And I decided at 21 years old, we're going to do 100K deals. I made my first 100K deal at 20 years old. And then 21 years old, first 100K deal early. You saw that on the YouTube channel. And then by the age of 22, so 2 years ago, I did $100,000 deal. And then 2 months later in January, I did 500K deals in 2 months. And it wasn't because those deals just fell in my lap, because I switched my mindset of what I thought I could make on a deal. And the truth is I made lower offers. I got way better at talking to sellers and just beat my competition more deals. I truly transcended. You see a lot of athletes do this, but this is mentally for yourself. The mindset, the hardest mindset to really get out of my mind was the $8.25 an hour, to about 14 grand a month, right? That was the first mindset shift. And that was the old self I had to destroy. That was the old self I had to kill, but I was willing to do it. And you have to destroy that old self. I'm not telling you to go, lose all your friends. I'm not telling you to go quit on them. I'm not telling you to go say, screw you, mom. I ain't going to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to cold call. No, that's not that. I'm not saying that. There was moderation with everything, right? I slept. I worked out. I still hung out with friends. Not as much as I wish I did when I was 17, 18, but I was willing to make a change in my life. And I had to unapologetically become a better person and a better entrepreneur. You have to destroy your old self. Not saying you become a jerk or anything like that, but you have to guard your time. You have to be a person that works hard. You got to stop the Netflix and all the TikToks, and you can still do it. You just can't as much, and start making more. We're going to talk more about this, but that old self that I know a lot of people can relate to this. I know a lot of people watching this 17, 18 years old. And, I'm 24, so I can talk about the old, the new generation of kids. But it's true. There's a lot of guys and gals watching right now. And you're watching this, you are an exception. I'll tell you this. You are an exception. So I'm making fun of your generation, but you are part of the 1% that is not like this. I have found, not with my generation, but the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they actually, there's about a 90-10 split. I would say 90% of the new generation, and this is way worse than mine, that 90%, they are worse off than anyone. They feel more sorry for themselves. They feel more of a victim than everyone else. They feel more tired. Oh, everything sucks. Oh, everything's terrible. The world's, everything's against me. I'm just getting by in life. But I'll tell you, with the new generation, there is a 10% out there. And it was 5%. It was, 3% of my generation. I had 3 entrepreneur friends in high school, okay? And 5,000 people in high school, right? This is a 10%, and I'll give the new generation this. There's about 10% that are complete savages. And I would say there's about 10% that are absolute savages that are 16, 15, 18 years old. And they're all watching my stuff, and they're all working out hard. They're all getting rich. And there's an entrepreneurial generation. I love it. But it's 10%. But the other half are terrible. The other 90%. But there's a lot of them that still have that thing where they want to feel sorry. Their peers are, oh, just, it sucks. It's terrible. Everything's, they're all crybabies. And my generation's got it. Heck, there's people 90 years old that are still like this. But if you ever felt sorry for yourself bad, or your circumstances, or it just, nobody cares. And I want to say that really frankly to you. And, your mom might care, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Like, and still, her feeling bad for you ain't going to get you more rich or give you any empathy. Nobody cares. You're going to have to destroy that old self that felt like that and move it to a better generation for yourself. I love a lot of stuff, right? I got some cool stuff behind me. We got we got Demon Slayer. I got some Naruto, right? If you like any relate to any of that stuff, right? I know some old, if you're a 90s kid, you got Dragon Ball Z, right? When he went from regular Goku to Super Saiyan. Like, that's what I'm telling you to do. I know I'm nerding a lot of you guys out, but like, this character went like regular, and then he just flipped the switch. His power levels went up over 9,000, and he went nuts. Just his hair changed. He said, I ain't my old self. I'm a new form, right? Naruto's got a lot of that. But I tell you, your old self you have to destroy. You have to become a new, more powerful version of yourself that thinks different, gets it going, and just destroys everything. Your old self, the old version of you got to destroy, they didn't wake up with a purpose when they woke up in the morning. That's one big differentiator I find from the 90 to 20% of the new generation. They have a lot of difference. Okay. They wake up, that 90%, sorry, right to the phone, Snapchat, seeing what's Travis Kelce and T Swift up to, right? That's what they care about, right? That's the goal of their life. That's what's important. And you got to wake up and focus. Like, I'm not going to care what other people's lives are doing. And I say that in the most selfish way. I got to care about my life. I'm the superhero of my own story. I'm going to be the person that goes from nothing to something. I'm going to be the person that people look up to me for. I'm not going to be looking up to other people for this, right? And I hate to tell you, but you got to do it. My favorite is when I get somebody who wakes up sorry for themselves. They got like a Spider-Man. They love Marvel. I love Marvel, but like, they got the superhero stuff. And they come to me like, everything's so hard. Everything's so difficult. I'm like, okay, why do you you got Batman behind you. Why do you like Batman so much? Oh, Batman's so cool. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Batman had a lot of struggles. How cool would Batman be if he just beat up everybody and there's no struggle? I mean, he literally got his back cracked by Bane. His spine disintegrated, and he came back to beat him up. He went through struggle and adversity. That's why he's so cool. Yeah, that is really cool. Did Batman ever feel sorry for himself and cry in a corner? No. Okay. Then why do you look up to these people if you ain't going to follow what they do? 90% of Batman ain't fun. If you ever watched the Batman origin story, it ain't exciting. It's pretty sad. Okay. But most of it sucks. But he overcomes all this to become the man, the superhero, the cool thing. It beats up the villain at the end. A lot of struggle. You have to wake up with a purpose. Batman woke up with a purpose every morning. You have to wake up with a purpose to change your life, your financial life, everything. One big thing that always kept me going was I always wanted to be the person that was able to take care of my future family. I wanted to be the last person in my generation to work a minimum wage job. And I love Rick to death, right? But like, when he started on wholesaling, he was doing very well. And obviously I hopefully was going to follow that train, but like, he let me do the minimum wage job to see how it felt. I was like, after getting rich, and I told myself I'm the last person to ever have a minimum wage job in my family. They are going to be so stinking set up, not as a trust fund baby, but like they're out the womb. They're cold calling. Okay. Like, they're cold calling sellers out the womb. I'm telling you that. That's one thing I've always had. But like, that really motivated me. And that's a pretty cool story to have. And that's something that always motivated me. Taking care of my mom. My mom's always fine, but like, buying her stuff, taking her on trips, stuff like that stuff a minimum wage employee can't do. And that's always something that motivated me. You have to wake up with some purpose. And if your why doesn't make you cry, you ain't set up. You ain't doing it the right way. You have to be ready to do anything by whatever means possible. So let me tell you one important statement we have to understand here. We want to get rich ruthlessly. And we're going to break down the rules to get rich here. But nobody cares about your struggle. I want you to really, really sink that in. And there's a reason why I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you to go tell your crybaby. Guys, I'll tell you this straight up. This is one really important ruthless fact you have to understand that I had to swallow. There's always a man or woman who had a worse off situation than you that got way more rich and wildly successful than you. Let that sink in. Oh, I can't be successful or I'm struggling because of X, Y, and Z. There's always a millionaire that's deaf, a millionaire that's blind, a X, Y, and Z, all these things, okay? If you're a singer right now and you say, I am blind, there's no way I can become a successful singer, wham, 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 wham. Ray Charles did it, and he ain't the only one, Like there's a lot of people out here. You don't have to see Andrea Bocelli, right? He was another one. Stevie Wonder, right? Like there's a lot of blind people are good singers, right? But there's a lot of people that want to cry about their situation in life. And that's just one example, right? Wholesaling real estate. I have an accent. I know a lot of people with accents from all over the world that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I don't want to hear about your accent. I don't care what part of India you are, and that's why you can't be successful. I can name you a lot of people I know from India that migrated to the United States, started wholesaling, got rich. Of course they have accents, right? Doesn't matter. Anyone from Taiwan, Vietnam, Bangladesh, wherever in the world, they had an accent, they got rich. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm 17. I got my first deal at 17 years old. I don't care how young you are. I love when people bring up, oh, Zach, you don't understand. I'm 17 years old. That is my favorite. Love it. I eat that stuff up all day. You give me any excuse in the world. I can bring you any wholesaler that had to go through so much more. I'm a single mom. You don't understand. I can bring out a single mom of 3 making $250,000 a year. That screenshots. You don't want to be on the podcast. Screenshots. I could show you the stuff. Okay. It doesn't matter your excuses. The excuses control you, or you will control the excuses. And I hate to tell you that there are situations. I will let you know. I am not this crazy fundamentalist with all these ideas. There are certain situations I completely get it. Okay. It's a lot harder to wholesale in that situation than this one, right? You might not have no arms or legs, right? You might be mute. There's a lot of crazy situations. I get it. But for the vast 99% of people watching this that really think their struggle is a struggle, you truly don't know what struggle is until it's taken from you. You truly don't understand that. And I swear to everybody watching this, if you have air in your lungs right now, you are better off than every single dead person right now trying to wholesale. Okay? You are better off than all of them. You have air in your lungs. You can get up, you can breathe, and you can wholesale some stinking houses and get rich. Okay? You're feeling bad for all the alive people. Feel bad for all the dead people instead. The people that can't live life right now. You live for them. You are truly the lucky one to be alive. Stop having this mindset that everything sucks, because it's not. We truly are here from the greatest gift in the world, and that's life. You have to go live it with purpose. You can't be waking up aimlessly all day, scrolling through TikTok, and this is your life. You were not born to be like this. You were not born to aimlessly walk around like that. You were born for so much more. Your family expects more. You are your generation's, your family's last hope for a lot of things. And I know that's really uncomfortable to hear, but you are your family's last hope. And if you ain't going to do it, I don't think anyone else in your family is going to be doing this wholesaling thing, this get rich thing, this entrepreneur thing. For most people, you are the last hope in your family. What are you going to do about that? It's gangster for Star Wars for you to be the last hope for the empire, for the rebellion, right? That's cool. But for your own family, when your back's against your own wall, what are you going to do? Are you just going to let life just kick you down and cry? Or are you actually going to make a change about it? Your struggles are always there. Every superhero's got the cool struggle. Like all of them. You have to make that change. But because nobody cares, and this is a struggle in the world, but really nobody truly cares about the struggle. You can feel bad, give sympathy, empathy, but it doesn't matter. No one's going to give you brownie points because you're poor and they're going to give you $1 million. They don't work like that. But because nobody cares, that means you shouldn't care about their opinions, about what you are doing. People always have opinions of what you're doing. I've never had somebody give me a negative opinion about me that was way worse off financially than me. I know, like, I have two instances in my life where someone said that they're better off than me, but that was because I was actually losing them money and I was actually gaining money from that situation. But it's for a different day. But truly, if nobody really cares about your situation, not going to help you with it, you really shouldn't value their opinion of what you're doing. Think about that. There are strangers on the internet that are going to judge you. There's coworkers. There's all these people going to judge you for what you're doing. And this wholesaling thing, this entrepreneur thing. They truly don't care about your struggles. They don't truly care you're working paycheck to paycheck. They don't care how much of a struggle it is to get up every single morning to go work that job. They truly, your family loves you, right? Your uncle loves you, your auntie loves you, but like they really don't care about your struggle, okay? Because they're going through the same thing. It's just part of life. Misery loves company, right? But because they truly don't care about your struggle, you shouldn't value what their opinion is of you, of what you are doing. Okay. One quote I really love is, if someone has an opinion of you, it's negative. They truly don't know you well enough because they'd have even a worse opinion. But the honest truth is, guys, they don't care about your struggle. You shouldn't value what they think of you. So what I want to do right now is give you 7 ruthless rules to get rich. All right. This is pretty much every single thing I can tell you. I can funnel it down to 7 things of how to get rich by 25 years old if you want to wholesale houses. The honest, stinking truth about this world is if you ain't going to work hard, it ain't going to work for you. And so let's talk about this. There's going to be rules I truly believe you should understand. Let me get some water here so you can really understand how work is going. Most people understand that if you don't follow these rules, wholesaling is going to be a lot tougher for you. So let's get into this. 7 rules. And I'm calling it ruthless rules because these are unapologetic. No one's going to care if you break these rules, but the only person that is going to care is your wallet. It ain't going to work. So let's talk about this. Ruthless rules 1 through 7. Number 1, 6 days a week must be planned out to the minute for the 16 hours you are awake. What does that mean? If you go to the gym and I love talking to jacked people too. Oh, jacked bodybuilders, right? I work out, but I ain't no crazy bodybuilder, not self-proclaimed one. But you go to the gym and you wondrously walk around for 45 minutes. You don't know what to do. And you just do whatever exercise feels good for the day. You're going to have less muscles than the person that works out, plans out, they plan their meals, they plan what sets and everything. They do the whole thing like that, right? Same thing in entrepreneurship and business. Now, there's some time you need for free thinking and things, but when we're trying to get to 100K here first and then scale that up to 1 million, right? It's a little different, but 6 days of the week, you must plan out what you're doing. I'm not telling you to work 16 hours. Plan out. I'm going to work out for an hour. I'm going to spend this time with family. I'm going to do this, this, or this, right? 30-minute lunch. I'm going to take a little nap here, right? But just plan it out. I am begging everybody to just plan things out. Because if you don't plan, time will suck. People will suck your time out, okay? Oh, Jen wants to do a brunch here. No, that's cold calling time, Jen. All right? I ain't going to do an early dinner at 4 p.m. 2 to 7, cold call. No. All right? Oh, I'm tired today. I probably shouldn't be. No. This is my time to pull this. This is my time to skip trace. This is my time to do this, or this. You must plan out everything to the T. If you don't plan it out, you're going to be way worse off. So this is rule number 1. You want to get rich. And this is a rule that I followed that worked really well for me. If you ain't going to plan, you ain't going to do well. You must plan. If you do not plan, you are making a plan to fail by not planning. Ruthless rule number 2. 80% of your waking hours must be income-producing activities. When you're awake, 80% of your time, if you truly want to get rich quick, it must be used for income-producing activities. Let's play a little game called, is this an income-producing activity? Me watching cat videos on the internet. Is that producing me income or will eventually produce me income? No. Me watching the big game? No. Now, if you want to go watch some Dolphins get destroyed, I ain't going to talk about it today. But if you want to go watch that, that's not income producing. You can put it in your 3 hours you have of fun time, I guess. That's not income producing activity. As somebody that loves his Miami Dolphins, his sports, I had to make sacrifices starting out. You could skip trace by watching the Dolphins game during the commercial breaks. I'm all for that. But you have to time it all out. 80% of your waking hours must be income producing. What's income producing? Things that will produce you income or eventually will. Pulling government lists. Yes. Skip tracing. Yes. Cold calling. Yes. Texting. Yes. Networking. Sometimes. If you are to network with every single person that might have a lead for you, probably you got to do it the right way. It's up to you. But I'll tell you, going to freewholesaling.com, I'll call it yes. Maybe that's selfish, but freewholesaling.com has a certain amount of videos. You get through it, sure. That's okay. Probably during non-business hours, maybe from 10, 11 p.m. you can be doing this right. But like I'll tell you, 2 to 7 p.m. should be cold calling, texting, marketing time. Trying for dollars, yes. When I can look at a calendar and I can look at it, and okay, let's look at 80% of it. Is 80% of it going to produce the income or not? Anyone hop on the one-on-ones? We'll go through your whole calendar. I'll let you know. But if 80% of that is not of your waking hours, you awake, I'm assuming you're awake 16 hours. You usually take 3 hours off, get some food, maybe an hour with family, maybe an hour watching TV. Who knows? Hanging out with the dog, FaceTiming your mom for 40 minutes, right? Well, you get 3 hours off. That's great. I'm just saying, 80% of your waking hours need to be income producing. If it's not income producing, you're not working towards that dream. And this is a dream. Guys, when I tell you rich, I'm telling you filthy, stinking rich. I want you to make at least 100K passively. You wake up. It's the first of the month right now. I already got my checks, okay? The rentals already came in. Woo! It's nice every month. Insane, okay? And if you want to get 6 figures every single month in passive income, you got to sacrifice in the beginning 80% of your waking hours. And I did that. I don't do it anymore, but I did do that. So I'm telling you, it's a ruthless rule. But you're not doing this your entire life. You're doing this for a certain set period of time, by 25, right? Ruthless rule number 3. This is a weird concept, but this is a concept that got me rich and a concept that will get you rich that no guru ever wants to talk about. Because they're truly not rich. They're scamming courses online all day. That's what they do. You have to be boring to your friends and family. What do I mean by that? Be boring. From 17 to basically 21 years old, by the time I became a millionaire, 20, but like 21, I was grinding really hard till 21 pretty much. That's when I kind of stopped, went scaling a little more. But like, I was boring. Hey, Zach, what are you doing today? Work. What are you doing tomorrow? Work. What are you doing Sunday? You taking Sunday off? Work. Work. Workout. Workout. Boring. Okay? You have to be boring. Grind. I don't know what else to tell you. When your family asks you, how are you? What are you doing? It is boring. You are working. Same old, grinding, working, getting better. That is boring. You didn't take your girlfriend out to Calabasas for a week. No, you worked. You have to be boring. You want to be broke or boring? You choose. When you get rich, you can be very fun. I can take anyone on a jet ski. I have nobody who frowned and sat on my own jet ski. When I'm on a jet ski, I ain't boring. No one thinks I'm boring when I take my friends out on a jet ski. They don't think I'm boring. When I take them out on a boat, it ain't boring. Okay, so I ain't boring anymore. But I'll tell you, when I was 17, 18 years old, we didn't go out. I didn't take my friends out on my own jets. I didn't have a jet ski because I was drawing for dollars. Okay, you have to get boring. And this is a very underrated concept that nobody ever talks about when it comes to getting rich in wholesaling. But you have to be boring. My grandpa, grandma, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, they all thought I was boring because I just worked hard. That's all I did. Same thing with a 9-to-5 job. Tell you that. It's boring. You work 9 to 5, get off. You're on a little screen all day. Then you watch your big TV screen. It's all screens all day. And then you sleep, go back to the screen, little bathroom break, lunch, repeat, live for the weekend, off. 2 vacation weeks a year, boom, you're done, right? Guys, ruthless rule number 3, be boring to your friends and family starting out. This is a very weird concept. No, I ain't clubbing on Friday night. I'm skip tracing. Now, I'm not telling you have to go skip out on your friends and stuff. But like if y'all friends go out every single weekend, maybe do one weekend a month. I just telling you. Okay, that was my thing. I love pickup basketball. And I chose not to do pickup basketball every week with my friends. They did every week. I did every other week. And that was something at 17, 18, 19 years old I was willing to do. Yeah, of course I could be skip tracing during that time, but still be with my friends, still hang out. I call it exercise, right? But be boring to your friends and family. I hate to tell you this. You're going to have to say no to a lot of opportunities, but no can make you freedom. And the only analogy I can give to everyone, I say it's stupid, but get rich and that money can make you very not boring. Just tell you that. All right. But yeah, ruthless rule number 3, be boring to your friends and family. Then those friends and family that called you boring, they're going to say, wow, Zach, how can I get like you? You have such an exciting life. I get told that all the time now. All the people that said I was boring, my goodness, Zach, you have such an exciting life. That's so crazy. You did this. You traveled there. You blah, 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 blah. You just bought that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, you think that's interesting? You think that's cool? You think my life's not boring? Huh. You called my life boring before. I've called out a lot of friends doing that. I can tell you. Getting rich don't make you boring, right? Being broke is boring. Everyone's broke. Be different. Ruthless rule number 4. This is something that you have to do, but wake up when your feet hit the ground when you wake up in the morning. Know what you have to do. Broke people don't know what they do when they wake up in the morning. Oh, brush my teeth, get ready to work. Boring. Okay. Wake up knowing what you need to do. Know what you have to go after, your goals for the day, how many trying for dollars, reverse trying for dollars leads you have to do. Know what you need to stink and do every single day. Plan your day out, plan accordingly, and just go after it. I cannot stress this enough. Wake up knowing what needs to be done. That's what a true gangster does when he wakes up in the morning. He knows what to do. He calls the shots in his own life. You have to do the same exact thing. Wake up knowing I have to skip trace. I have to call these people. I have to do this, or that. Choose it. That's the life you live. Not a broke life, but a life that's rich of knowing what to do. I'm telling everyone watching this, if you don't wake up knowing what to do, time will find you. Ruthless rule number 5. Go through all of freewholesaling.com. I will tell everyone, if you don't have a grind issue, I know a lot of people that love to grind, but they have the knowledge. They do it the wrong way. And the best analogy for this, I say this all the time, but it's the guy that's trying to dig a hole a mile deep and he's using his hands. Oh, he's grinding. Yeah, I'm grinding, bro. I'm grinding. I'm using my hands to dig in the sand a mile deep. And you got little bro over here who's not as strong. He just has a shovel. And it didn't take him a week to dig it. It took him about 2 days because he used a shovel, not his own bare hands. Guess what? They both grinded. They both worked hard. The guy that worked hard for a week should have done more. No, because you had better knowledge of what's out there and what to do. Same thing in freewholesaling.com. For the average grinder that, puts in 4 months into wholesaling, if you actually follow what we say in freewholesaling.com, I swear to you, you'll be more efficient in your systems. You could probably do it take somebody a year in 3 to 4 months because you're more efficient. You know it works. You know it doesn't work, and you don't do what the rest of the wholesaling industry does. You go through the course. Oh, you know how many posts I get? How do I get a contract? Oh, this is everything. Oh, I see here it's $500 every guru. There's gurus, a guru. Okay. They tell you how to wholesale. And then the most important part, the contract, they say $500. There are people, I swear to you, that sell $400, $500, $700 contracts to just start. That is the firewall to get you into wholesaling. No, you have to pay. I saw this. I almost it blew my mind. $700 for a contract. Wow. Guys, go to freewholesaling.com. I have a free contracts, free assignment of contracts, free scripts, title company rules, all this stuff. Very important. I have rules in wholesaling. You cannot break them. They're all in the course. But it's not a small course. If I was going to sell a $7,000 wholesaling course, this is the course. People who go through it will understand that it's a $7,000 wholesaling course. All right. But ruthless rule number 5, you have to go through the entire freewholesaling.com course. And I love me some one-on-ones. You know why I talk to someone one-on-one? I made the course. I spent about 3 years of my life making that course. And I updated every stinking single month, pretty much. Okay. I have private servers. I pay a lot of editors to do it. The hosting is at least tens of thousands of dollars a year for me to do terabytes and terabytes of web hosting on a private server, because YouTube takes down all those videos, some of those videos that I put up. So I have to have a private service. I lose a lot of money every single time someone goes on the course. They learn wholesaling for free. They send me a bunch of JV deals and make a lot of money from it. So I ain't crying over it. But you got to go through the whole course. I've dedicated 3 years of my life to that craft of just creating that specific course. And it's stuff that no one else in the wholesaling industry does. And I'm literally giving you $7,000 of a gift. Either you take it or your competition is going to take it and get rich. You have to go through the stinking course. It's called freewholesaling.com. I tried to buy wholesaling.com. They went $500,000. I said, screw you. I ain't paying $500,000 for that domain. I was like, I'll just give that to charity. So I just put the word free in front of it and said freewholesaling.com. It's wholesaling, but it's free. And freewholesaling.com. That was the website. And so you learn wholesaling for free. Freewholesaling.com. That's weird concept. I get it. But that's it. Ruthless rule number 5. Go through all of freewholesaling.com. Ruthless rule number 6. This is the one thing that will stop you from getting rich. But never, ever, ever go against any of the rules, the commandments in wholesaling real estate that I have. In freewholesaling.com, I have these rules. They're commandments, basically, where if you break the rule, you go to Zach jail. And it's not a real thing, but I call it Zach jail. All right. I will be so mad at you if you go against my rules. What are some of my rules? Number 1, do not cold call the pre-foreclosure list. If you do that, you will not do well. These pre-foreclosures never pick up. They never do well. Everyone cries, oh, I'm cold calling pre-foreclosures. What's wrong? You went against my rule, dummy. Rule number 2, very important. Do not be wholesaling on the MLS. Now, there are people that wholesale on the MLS do well. I get it. For the vast majority, you're going to be in a cycle. It ain't going to be well. For most people out here, it ain't the way to make 100K quick. Okay? There's certain exceptions to the rule. If you're a realtor, you know what you're doing, sure. But for most wholesalers, no. I have a lot of rules. If your title company is not okay with you making $80K on an assignment fee, then it's not a good title company. I have rules. They have to pass it with cash buyers. There's a lot of fake cash buyers that are actually gurus and guru-trained students who are trying to daisy chain your deal to actually destroy your deal and make money off of you. There's certain rules and things you have to ask them. I have it on a line item sheet in freewholesaling.com. If they do not say yes to everything, they are not a buyer. Do not send them a deal. And y'all cry to me like, oh, Zach, I lost a $40,000 deal. I said, well, tell me. Oh, it was a guru. I'm like, did you ask him how many properties he bought in the last 4 months? And he said, yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, was his name on the deed? Yeah, I checked the deed, but it's actually another guy's name was on the deed, not the guy. John Smith told me he was the buyer, and it said Juan Santos was on the deed, but I didn't really care. I'm like, so he said he bought these 4 houses for cash, and another guy's name was on the deed. That was the guru. You got guru tricked, right? I'm telling you guys, you go get proof of funds, and it's a hard money loan. I'm approved for over $500,000 in financing for the right property. No, that's not cash. It ain't cash in the bank account. It's a loan. That's a hard money buyer, not a cash buyer. Don't go against my rules. You go against my rules, you're going to get hurt. You're going to go to Zach jail. You're going to stay broke. People in Zach jail are always broke. You do not want to be there. The derelicts of society for wholesaling. You do not want to go against my rules. There's a lot more ones. Heck, there's unspoken rules. Go to freewholesaling.com to learn more. And ruthless rule number 7, the last one, but this is no excuses for rule 1 through 6, 1 through 7. I'll talk to anyone. Oh, Zach, I know you told me to work 13 hours a day, of my 80% of my waking hours, but I can only do an hour a day. Okay, well, you can do it. I ain't going to say no, but don't expect to get rich by 25 years old. You can get rich by 40 doing it, sure, right? 10K a month, you can put it away. But you're not watching this video because you want to make 50K extra a year. You're not watching this video because you want to make an extra 100K. You got M's on your mind, right? You got millions on your mind. You got real wealth on your mind. And a lot of people watching this, I want you to understand, when I became a millionaire at 20 years old, it wasn't because I made $1 million in a year, right? It was I made like 100, 250, 300, and then I poured that into assets, and that basically doubled to make me a millionaire. It's like I made like what? I probably made by 20 like 400K, but that grew to $1 million because I invested right. So like I made 400, but it turned into $1 million. So like, does that make sense for like everyone? Like, you don't have to make $1 million to become a millionaire, right? It grows. All right. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like, if you just invest it and do well, you'll get rich. You'll become a millionaire. But if you don't follow the rules, you don't run a regular wholesaling business, you actually don't know what you need to do, that's how you get broke. That's how you stay broke. And that ain't what you want to do. So guys, if you want to learn more about wholesaling real estate, I'm going to answer some questions right now, but I want you to understand I do have a free course, freewholesaling.com. The reason why I do not have the time to answer, how do I get started in wholesaling? How do I find cash buyers? If you want to hop on one-on-one, I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to anyone about it. Of course, I will update everyone on it. But I want you to understand, if you ask me, how do I find a cash buyer? I expect you to say, Zach, I went through the course. You told me to find cash buyers. I did this, and this, and I did all of it and only found 4. What do I do now? Sure, that's fine. That's good. But you have to understand, you have to know what to do. If you didn't go through the course, you didn't give me the respect as a man of my time. Do you understand Ruthless rule? I said, I respect my own time. Respect my own time. Go through the course. Go through what I say. Don't make me repeat myself. I will repeat myself sometimes. But I'm telling you, just go through the course. Teach you how to wholesale for free. And we'll get into it. Guys, make sure also you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Don't want to miss any live streams. Every time you hit the like button, the guru cries. That's the point. So let's talk about this. Let's get into it. Now, I want to talk to Griffin really quick because Griffin is actually going against my rules. I'm going to call somebody out. Griffin. All right, Mr. Griffin, going against my rules. What about ARV markets? Guys, I have a rule in freewholesaling.com. The rule clearly states my commandment. Griffin, I will put you in wholesaling jail, but I ain't going to put you in right now. I'll be nice to you. But I do have a rule. It is not a good wholesaling market if the population is under 100,000 people for the county and or has to be combined. The average median home price is above 400K. So if you want to find a good wholesaling market, the population has to be above 100,000 for the county, and the average home has to be worth less than 400K. Sometimes it's 500K if I'm being nice for the day, but usually 400K is where I like it, or below. It has to be both of those things. And so if you're in a market like Boston, yes, the population is high, but the average ARV is too high. It is not a good wholesaling market. Now, I know, I will tell you, this is why I'm not putting Griffin in wholesaling jail. I know wholesalers making hundreds of thousands, 6 figures a month wholesaling in Boston. So there are exceptions to the rule. But it gets a lot harder to make that money when you're in that market, right? There are other markets. Worcester is probably going to be the closest best one for you. Virtual wholesaling might be an option. Boston, I would probably, just being honest with you, I'd probably avoid it. I just be careful, okay? Austin's a bad market. I would not say it's a bad market. It does not follow my rule. I would go up to Killeen. I'll go up to Pflugerville. I would do markets that are like 45 minutes away, the suburbs. That's what I'd say right there, okay? Those are the rules, all right? Just telling you, those are my rules here. Most wholesalers don't understand that, but yeah. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. I get that all the time. What is real estate? Yeah. I get basic questions. I'm not making fun of anyone for giving me a basic question, but I'm telling you, just go through freewholesaling.com. It helps you out. Let's see here. Awesome. Awesome. Glad I found Zach and Rick before I paid 10K. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. Let's see. Brady says, one of my cash buyers said he didn't like your assignment of contract. He said it was too simple and we didn't do a deal. All right. Well, go to the next one. Guys, I make the assignment simple. When you make things complicated, it makes it a lot more difficult. Your average cash buyer ain't going to be this crazy sophisticated guy. Tell him, do you want I can make it complicated. If you want me to make this super complicated Latin terms, 70-page agreement assignment of contract, we can do it. But the point of the assignment of contract is I agree to sell my contract for above the price for this much, and I get this at closing. It's simple. That's how real estate should be. You know, you can make it more crazy, but like Brady, if you have a buyer that says that, just make a more complicated assignment of contract. Have a title company write it up. Tell him to give you one. But the more complicated you make it, the more difficult it is. The one thing he doesn't like about that contract, I'm just FYI, it's simple, but it gives all the protection to you. So the guy physically can't. The reason why I tell everyone to use my contract, not because it's simple, because he literally, if you use my assignment of contract, he can't screw you. He is screwed from screwing you. If he does not perform, if he wants to get out of it, he is out $3,000. That's pretty gangster, right? He doesn't like it because it protects you too much and he can't screw you out of the deal. Don't be worried about it. Rule number 5 is a major key. I tell everyone, guys, cannot say it enough. Go through all of it. The reason why I made freeholding.com is people click on videos, right? Videos get more views than others. I have boring, stinking videos that you have to hear that you probably wouldn't click on, but you have to listen to it. Let's see. Awesome. Awesome. What's up, Jameson? How you doing, man? Let's see here. Let's see. That's so mean. I am going to put that comment up. I ain't going to put that up. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Inflation. Got some good questions here. Make sure you network in the. Oh my gosh. Make sure you network in the comments here. Do my first commercial deal this month. Awesome. Awesome. Love to see it. LAO for the win. If you guys don't know what LAO is, that is short for least allowable offer. You have to give low offers to your sellers. I'm telling you right now, that's another rule we have. Zach versus Zach. Guys, the only person that can physically stop me from getting more rich is myself. And I can tell you, I can't even stop myself. The gurus can't stop me. My competition can't stop me. I mentally can't stop myself from getting more rich. I got to get this bag. I got to flex on gurus. It's literally genetic at this point. Let's see here. You know, this is a good question. You know, I'm getting competitive now, and even sellers ask if I'm wholesaling. Guys, you know, if a seller asks you if you're a wholesaler, the best answer I've always given is, hey, Mr. Seller, so you're asking me if I'm wholesaler? Well, you know, I do a lot of things when I buy properties. So I have to see. Sometimes I buy a house and we assign it. Theoretically, we wholesale that transaction to another entity that is still owned by me and my partner, but we do it in an LLC so we protect our liabilities. As you understand, I ain't going to buy the house in my own dang name, but I'm also not going to pay $300-400 to create an LLC called 123 Main Street Trust if I ain't going to buy your house. I ain't going to go be that preeminent, because if I did that for every house I want to buy, I would be out a lot of money. So for example, if I'm going to buy your house at 123 Brady Avenue, I'm going to call it the 123 Brady Avenue Trust to protect myself. Nobody knows who's the owner. If somebody sues me, it really protects me. I'm not going to go pay $500 to create the 123 Brady Avenue Trust and then contact you. And you're probably going to potentially say no. If I talk to 1,000 people, I'd have to do that. So I write it in my name and then we assign it to that entity. Now, sometimes I might just buy this in my own dang name if I want to live in it. But theoretically, yes, we will wholesale it, but me and my buyer are going to buy it for cash. And what I mean by that is, like, I'll let everyone know, when I personally buy a rental property, Zach Ginn does not buy it. I'll sign the deed because, you know, I'm legit. But I will put it in a trust. I'll put it in a separate LLC. It's this entity, and it's in a very general way where nobody on the internet can find it. Okay. And that's the point. That's why I love real estate. It protects me, right? And so mostly from the gurus, these gurus are nuts. But like, that's what I do if I'm a wholesaler. Like, and they're like, well, that's theoretically true. I can't be mad at Zach for that. And that's true. No one can be mad. And that's technically the truth, and it's not a lie. So that's what you're doing. Your buyer's going to do that too. So it doesn't matter. Steven says, most SMS platforms now require A2P 10DLC registration before using the platform. Now, I know what exactly that is. I know it's going over a lot of people's heads. Don't worry. I'll explain it. Will filling out the registration information impact that what we can impact to potential sellers? Yes and no. So there are new regulations with texting. You did not make it illegal like everyone thinks. The issue is there's a lot of platforms that will literally ban you from texting if you text the wrong way or you get reported or say stop too many times. And so there's new regulations that it doesn't force you to do it, but all the big carriers are doing that, right? Sometimes they want an LLC, sometimes they want all these great things, right? 10 DLC does take a little bit to get approved, but the reason why I love it so much, and this is just let me just be completely selfish for you. My competition is not willing to go through all the hassle of doing it. And so if I do it, I get approved, I can text like crazy, and the average Joe Schmo can't do it. Now, if you're so scared of 10 DLC, it's not required to do a lot of texting. Yes, it is. But I don't understand this. But like if I want to go here on my phone, all I have to do is, you see my phone right here? All I have to do is pop it up, press add, and I can just text from my phone. There's no 10 DLC registration on my phone. I can go to Google Voice, do the same exact thing. Now, there's some rules. I haven't ruthlessly.com. I show you how to do it. But you have to use 10 DLC for Google Voice in your personal cell phone. You about 100 of those a day for free. And so if you're really scared about that, just do it on your phone, do Google Voice. But if you're going to do 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a day, yes, you should get that because it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot more hassles, but your competition ain't going to be willing to do that. So yes, it is a gift and a curse. But if you get the approval, you do it well. Most people will. It is really good. That's why I tell everyone you got to do a really good approved platform. Now, the question here is, will it affect my text, what I can say? Yes, it will. So if you use a platform like smszach.com, piece of food there. But if you use a platform like smszach.com, smszach.com, right here, it will stop you from saying keywords that are just going to automatically get you blocked. So I'm going to, it's going to say, we're a local cash buyer property investment, and we want to purchase your property for cash. And like, it won't let you do that. It's going to say keywords that are going to be blocked from the carriers instantly. So yes, it'll stop you, but it's trying to protect. It will stop you from saying the wrong thing, which is actually a really good thing to do. So yes, if you use a software like that, of course it's going to affect the way you say it, but it's going to make you do it the right way. So let's see here. Game Center says, any tips on virtual wholesaling, as in how I meet the seller if I don't live in that state? Bro, go through the course. Come on, man. There's a free wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com. I know a lot of people probably haven't heard about it, but I have an entire section for virtual wholesaling because that's how I do a lot of deals. You don't have to meet with the seller. You just got to learn what to say. And so when you're virtually wholesaling, you're like, oh, why can't you go meet me at the property, right? Well, Mr. Seller, what we do is we actually agree on a price up front, so we don't waste your time or my time. Once we go on that price, we sign the agreement. And once we're committed on the deal, then we'll bring people out to go look at it and actually see the house. From there, it's not an inspection or anything like that. We're just confirming the condition. We trust what you're saying. That's just how our company works, so we're more efficient so we can buy more houses. Done. Right? I mean, that's a very abbreviated, rough way that like I tell you to do it in freewholesaling.com, which is a free course. It doesn't cost any money, FYI. But like that's how you do it. Like it's a mental thing. Okay. So it's like, you can't make 50 grand on a deal. You can make 100K on a deal. You can make way more than that on a deal. It's a mental barrier you have in your mind. Oh, I can't lift 500. I can't lift, 300 pounds of squatting. It's like, yeah, you can't, but if you work hard, you'll be able to overcome that, right? There are a lot of mental barriers a lot of people have. It's insane. Eric says, okay, FYI, if you go to freewholesaling.com, you put your email in, and it'll just give you a link. You click it, you're instantly in there. There's no emails, there's no login anymore. Like you go to freewholesaling.com, you put your email in so I can email you the contract, and then boom, it instantly puts you in. Clear cookies, you're doing it the wrong way. But I'm telling you guys right now, also, you can buy a track phone for $20. That is actually true. I've told people go to Walmart, get one of those cheap phones and text from there. That's unlimited. I know you sound like I know you sound like one of those Walter White, extra phone type people, but it is true. Yeah, that is a way to do it. Let's see. Let's see. Some good questions though. Limits. Hey, Zach, I've got my first property under contract. Congrats. 2 weeks ago, looking to make 30K, but I'm giving 20K away for dispo. The person I did JV deal won 75%, 25, but I countered 65, 35. Don't do that. Do 50-50 at most. If you locked it up, do 50-50. Bro, don't do anything. I talk about JVing. I will never. I had one guy who wanted to do a 60-40, and I was like, no, we're 50-50 partners. Like we're partners. Like that's my rule. 50-50 partners. And it's a mental thing because once you get more, you feel like you're in control of the deal and you can 50-50. That's how all JVs are. It's partnerships. It's called co-wholesaling. All right. It's not a good way to have partnerships. So what I want to do is to do some one-on-ones. I always let everyone hop on here one-on-one. Now this is a public link. Some people could say bad potty words. So if you have a 5-year-old, just be FYI. I don't think people will, but StreamYard is right here. If you want to hop on, talk to me. And what we'll do is we'll talk about wholesaling real estate, how it can help you get rich and everything like that. So let's talk. First and foremost, we got Jasmine. What is up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Every day above ground is an amazing day. How can I help you out?
Well, so Tuesday I have my first seller appointment. It's gonna be So we're gonna see it's literally down the street, and I have some buyers. I have 2 buyers right now, but one of them didn't want to send me like their proof of funds because they were like, well, I want to know if you're scamming me, because I was like, I just want to know if you're scamming me. And then he's like, well, you contacted me first. So I don't know if I should trust him, if I should just move on, or.
So what was rule number 6 of the video I just told you today?
It was.
I'll pop it up for you. You don't have to. Just, we've talked before. You had this crazy deal last time, and I had to help you with a bad situation, right? Was that the last time we talked?
No.
That was a different Jasmine. Okay. So I've talked to a lot. All right. Don't ever go against any of my rules in freewholesaling.com.
Right. Move on.
My rule is move on. That's the truth. You know why? Because if this person's being difficult now, how difficult you think they're going to be when it comes to closing time? Then they're like, oh, I want a reduction. If they're difficult now, they're going to be difficult during the entire process.
True.
And if they are so scared to show you a proof of funds, they didn't got the cash. If you asked me for the last 5 houses I bought in for cash, I'll just show you them because I'm not scared. Okay. Now, if I was broke and trying to lie and screw you on a deal, I'd be like, oh, I'm scared to do it. You probably have a fake one. And that's how you figure it out.
Perfect.
Pretty easy. The fish don't swim and eat fish.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Appreciate it. All right. Jake, what is up, man?
How you doing, brother? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, loud and clear. How can I help you out?
Awesome. Just got a few questions, actually. I've been kind of doing this for a while now. Just really, I don't know, like you said, flip the switch. As of recently, just ran into a bunch of things in life. You know how it is. My first thing is...
Oh, your thing muted, bro. Just unmute yourself.
Awesome. Sorry about that. Must have hit the mouse pad or something. Sorry. So I ran into an issue way earlier when I first started, and I already know the answer to it, but I guess I kind of want to branch off and ask something else. But so I had done a for sale by owner. I had called him up, set the appointment, and he accepted my offer.
Bro, you got to take, you got, I don't know what turtle thing. This mic's terrible, man.
Yeah, it is. All right. Hey, maybe I'll get another mic and come back. I don't want to ruin anybody else's time tonight.
Yeah, man. Just tell me, what's the question really quick? Tell me. Go quicker.
I just got beat out on an offer, but I didn't have EMD, and so I was really just gonna ask, if I were to JV with you, would I be able to,
what market?
Right now, that was another question. I'm in New Hampshire, so I'm in Hillsborough County, so about 400,000 people.
I've actually done wholesale in Hillsborough County, JV.
Okay.
25 grand. Send me the deal. I have a buyer ready for you right there. Support@flipthrift.com. I'll personally do it. That's
all I needed, brother. Thank you so much. Sorry about the mic.
Wait. Where's how far is that from Manchester?
Manchester, I'm 10, 15 minutes from Manchester. So
that's where I did the deal. So awesome. Send it over to me.
I'm going to just everything. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
See? Support@flipthrift.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. I haven't talked about that. That was a great deal. I helped this dude. He's coming to the is he coming to the live event? He should. But yeah, I have all these memories of these random markets. It's like I remember I did a deal in New Hampshire. I'm like, what the New Hampshire? Manchester, New Hampshire. I made $25K on that deal. That was a fun one. I know the guy I JV'd with, he knows who he's at. But support@flipwithrick.com. I don't mainly do that deal, but I have a really good buyer there. Weird. But yeah, I do it. Kevin, unmute yourself.
There we go. How you doing, Zach?
I'm blessed, man. How can I help you out?
Well, I am under contract. I have an assignment contract, and we're supposed to close in about 10 days.
Nice.
Set myself up to make $16,000.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, in hindsight, I think I might have been able to make more. And I'm kind of asking, because I've got another property that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm kind of asking, how do I find the best price when I'm selling?
Okay. So we have to understand this, that this is the truth in wholesaling, but you got to understand this is just pigs get slaughtered in wholesaling. And what I mean, I'm not calling that for you, obviously, but when you get greedy there's always more. Okay. You can always make more in a deal. There's always a better buyer. There's always this, there's always that, right? But if you always go for the person that'll pay more, there's a higher risk. And there comes to a point where it's not worth it. So I know you're not saying for this deal, but you're saying for future deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think you left on the table with this person?
ARV was 500,000. I estimated repairs to be 100 to 115,000. And I sold it to him for 285.
Okay. And what could a theoretical buyer buy it for? A better one.
I'm not sure.
So how do you know you're on the table?
I only have one buyer that I really trust right now. And so I took it right to him with my price. And he said yes. So then I don't really know. It's my first deal. So in hindsight, I'm just happy to get something done. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's get this done first. Yeah, I get it. Okay, you probably could have gotten more, but let's just get this deal done. Okay, we need to get some cash.
Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. But now I've got another one coming along. ARV, I'm doing on rent. It's a totally different kind of property. Rent should be about $2,800 a month because it's got a mother-in-law unit attached. It's in the city. So I've been putting the ARV at 280, 290 because of that. But around here, it's hard to get at that 1%. He's asking 126, and I think it needs probably $100,000 in repairs. It's only 1,250 square feet total.
Okay.
But it's in pretty sad shape. It was definitely an ugly house. I found it in Driving for Dollars. 1940 build. There's plumbing leaks, a skylight leak.
Okay. If he's at 126, what do you think a buyer would buy it for?
150 probably.
Okay, what was that 14 grand? No, 24, right?
Or yeah, I think
That's
probably
good.
Yeah. Okay.
So why don't you try to? I mean, offer him like 110 if you can, and then just negotiate from there. Get the best you can. We ain't gonna cry over 25 grand. Oh no, that's some good cash, man.
No.
Now, Kevin, you
Yeah.
know this. You ain't dumb. Once you have only one buyer and he knows you're the only choice, he's gonna start screwing you because he knows he can squeeze you. But that's not supply and demand, right? That's a monopoly. That's how that's why monopolies aren't good for a lot of people. If you have multiple buyers, he's going to feel pressure to pay you more. Supply and demand, right? And so we can go back to finding buyers, right? So how did you find this specific buyer?
I don't know how we originally met, maybe Facebook, but he's the local real estate investment group meetup guy, and everybody knows him. It's not a huge town.
Kevin, those guys are ruthless, man. He's not going to say screw you, but like those guys eventually get ruthless.
Okay.
What I can tell you is, what
mentioned it to a few people. I'm in Grants Pass, but I'm right by Medford. So this deal is actually in Medford, Oregon.
Okay. Honestly, man, actually, he's so weird. You ain't the first guy in Medford that said, "Oh, I did a wholesaling deal." I'm going to send some marketing people there. Okay. Facebook groups. You know what I'm going to tell you, man, right? I mean, for rents, cash sales, auctions, title companies, like you know the whole play. I think you just got to keep. You are not going to have only one guy in Medford. I can tell you that. Okay, you probably have 8 to 9 really good buyers right now, and they're not looking like rentals. They're looking more like flips. Am I right?
This one is a flip. The one that I already sold. Oh wait, no, this is a rental. The one I already sold is a flip.
Well, I'm talking about like the potential buyer. They're probably going to be a buyer, not a person that wants to rent it out. Some of these. So I would cold call the for rent first to find all the landlord buyers. And then I would be finding flips. You know, PropStream's got a great list, listria.com. It literally shows people that bought houses and sold them on the MLS. You have cash sales. Now just get calling. Facebook groups are great, and just keep plugging away. You're going to have to get really good at finding the real buyers from the fake buyers. I think you have probably a good meter of finding people that are just not legit and are legit. And I think from there, you can find 8 or 9 legit ones. And then you should be able to make more per deal. Because, man, you work so hard to find the deal. And you're just going to give it away for pennies on the dollar. Why are you going to do that, right? So don't get greedy. But sell this deal to the original guy. Maybe the second deal, you have to sell it to him again. But after that, we got to start finding some buyers, man. And in Oregon, it's so hard to find a good deal. Still, the buyers are going to be there, man. So by next week, hop back on if you're really struggling for buyers, and I'll go with you and find the real ones. I'll help you out. You got my word on that one because you're doing good. You're getting some good traction. We don't want you to struggle now, right? So let's get to work, man. I'm proud of you, dude. You're working, man. I like it.
I have to confess, I've been doing all this marketing and stuff, but they both came through my Craigslist ads.
Digital bandit signs. You know,
Yep.
You know what? Hold on, Kevin. Let me just give you a congrats to you. Because when I speak to thousands of people, I speak to thousands of people, and they all roll their eyes. Oh, okay, digital bandit signs. You actually listen to me. You're crazy, and you actually listen to what I said, and you're doing well. Or do you use
They get
AI
flagged all the time.
But you didn't let that stop you.
No, I just keep putting them back on.
Keep it up, man. You ain't the first one. When that second deal closes, we'll talk. I want to help you out with that. But I'm telling you, man, keep at it. Don't stop. I love it, man. And start using, and I'll tell you this, you get another Craigslist account. Don't sell your wholesaling deal. Don't put the address or anything, but say landlord needed, fixer upper, and just in Medford. You're not selling the deal. You're just kind of fishing, if that makes sense for buyers. You can get a lot of, rent to own. Can I buy this to myself and live it? No. I'm looking for an investor, right? Right. Start doing what's working for you as a lead magnet for Craigslist. There are going to be people that just watched a seminar at House Flip. They just watched a TV show, or they flip some houses and they don't really know how to find deals. They're going to go, let me go to Craigslist to find a deal. They're going to find you. Boom. Good buyer. All right.
Thanks, Zach.
So start doing that too. All right, man. Come up next week. Let me know how the results go. I'm proud of you, man. Keep it up. Awesome.
Thanks.
Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin is doing digital bandit signs. So proud of him. Guys, digital bandit signs is another innovative marketing strategy I teach for free in freewholesaling.com. Literally costs nothing. Most gurus charge you thousands of dollars to learn. But you can actually go inside of freewholesaling.com and learn exactly how to post these digital bandit signs online. I know it's crazy. I know it's nuts, but freewholesaling.com, it's all in there. Guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale for free, go to freewholesaling.com. Guys, being broke is a choice when it comes to your mindset and the action you take. Yes, you can be broke right now. You can change it, flip the switch. You'll still be broke tomorrow. But over time, if you actually change your mindset, put your action to work, you'll get rich and change your life. Guys, go to freewholesaling.com, smash the like button, subscribe. I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Do not make excuses. Become the leader of your destiny. Become the person that shapes it. And you got this, Zach. My name is Zach Ginn. I truly believe in you. You put the work in. You got this. Guys, thank you so much.